got it done. And that, I think, would have opened more doors, you know, for us. And then it would show also that with the actors, we're very much artists and supporting one another in our work. And I'll tell you, when she walked in with 9 pieces of Louis Vuitton luggage and beautiful and stunning and cleaned me up and put on my makeup and pulled out my fro even more. My fro was out to here where I can't go to a theater because people behind me can't see. So she took me shopping. We were just like the perfect pair to be on stage, and we didn't get that. We almost, but you will see how she gave me confidence, which I didn't have. You know, the exterior beauty and the, you know, she tried to pluck my eyebrows, I almost killed her. It hurt so bad, and she was on the cover of Vogue. She was just brilliant, and I said, this is my teacher, my master, and I will teach her what I have to help her, and the collaboration would have been wonderful. So we got close, almost there.
That's amazing. It would have been like Thelma and Louise long before.
It would have been Thelma and Louise. It sure would have been. It would have been, I guess, Coffee and Cleopatra. Cleopatra Jones. Yeah.
Amazing. Something that struck me, you know, I've read some of your autobiography, not all of it. I apologize. It's my homework this weekend. You talked about...
Looked at the pictures.
Of course. No, and I read the articles. And a few people get that. And one of the things that I took away from that, one of the things
Isn't it cute?
Yeah, she's the only person I think who's ever got me to blush.
He did blush.
And I'm blushing now, and I can feel it.
What, was it the sock with John Carpenter?
No.
Because that kind of, you know, brings people out and they go, oh, I didn't think that would excite me.
It depends on how big the tube sock is.
Well, you know I went there.
Yeah.
You know, I had, you know.
Was it a white sock?
Yes, a tube sock. The tube sock is white. It was one of 99 cents for 12, you know, pair.
This could get really bad in a minute. And now I'm going to skip around a little bit because...
Well, it could have been memory foam.
Yeah, memory foam. Which is really good stuff. So I'm going to probably get to come back. But so we talked about this earlier. One of the films that I saw that I thought was Quentin Tarantino's best film was Jackie Brown. Everything about that movie was perfect, and I've watched it over and over again. I always pick up little things, and one of the scenes that really resonated with me was the scene with Samuel L. Jackson, Ordell, when you know you get out of jail, you're back in your apartment, and the scene played out so well. And the question that I had was, did you really put a gun up against Samuel L. Jackson's junk in the dark? Because he sounded so surprised. I mean, I was like, that's a surprised man right now. And I mean, maybe he's that good of an actor. I mean, it's possible. Sam's been in everything. But, you know, please, go ahead.
Well, during rehearsal, the Master of Arms had not given me the gun. So I had to use my hand. Sam? Is it working? Am I there? And he says, yes. Okay, give her the gun, please. Give her the gun. Yes, that was an intimate moment. Quentin works in such a way where you probably have had that where you were conducting a construction or a figuration or math or something where you couldn't get to it and you had to keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. Well, that's the way Quentin works. The apartment had been painted 6 times to match my uniform and to match kind of the mood of what Jackie, would go through when Samuel came. And he said, Pam, you and Sam, I don't want you to drop a line or word because this is going to be a 15-minute scene. It's the longest scene ever in your life. When Ordell comes over and he comes in, it's a dance. And I want you to know that apartment like the back of your hand. So I slept in the apartment to feel every step towards the refrigerator back and forth. I counted them. It was exhausting. And Sam the same way. So he worked very methodically, if you will, to make the scene build its tension, have its 3-act, beginning, middle, and the end, and know where to stop, and know where certain highlights are to be before don't tell the jokes before they're set up. And it was exhausting, but it worked for him. That's why I loved working with him. He's very pure. And I think you have to be pure, almost perfection, to make things absolutely work. And that's how he worked. And if you don't get it, you can't work with him. You have to rehearse, you have to understand his language. And I said, God, he's crazy. So am I. But he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And he's not crazy, he's just pure, and he makes you pure. He makes you like a child being innocent and just like, just gifted. And I was so humbled to work with him and know that I won't pass out with a heart attack the way he works. And I went to the jail, and I stayed at the jail overnight to see what it was like, so I could have the right feeling coming out, my hair shampooed, get the urine out, and the vomit, and there's a holding cell that you don't want to go to. You don't want to go to. It will scare you, it will frighten you. So, LA County Jail. So I wanted to give him that. He did so much for me. I wanted to go to the jail. I wanted to feel Sam. I wanted to experience everything he wanted me to be able to be convincing when you walk in that room, and you have to be commanding. I'm working with Robert De Niro, Raging Bull. I'm working with Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice. He should have won an Oscar for that, by the way. And then just him and how we were just wonderful gumbo of energy. And you have to find your excellence. It makes you, they give you, okay, you're great. Show us, do it. And you have to, oh shoot, I gotta be really good right now. And you may not feel good. I was doing a scene with Sam, the negotiation scene, and one of my dogs had passed away. And I was a mess. I didn't think I was going to get it through that day, and it was the most strenuous day. How days that you've got to produce and finish, and you don't feel good, or you got the cramps?
Oh, yeah. It's a cramp.
Oh, so I was doing the scene with Sam beautifully, and all of a sudden, tears just started pouring down my face. And Sam reached over, and he put his hand on my face, and he wiped the tears away. He says, it's okay, it's beautiful. We'll do it again, we'll give you a minute. And I just felt so loved and respected and revered, and to be able to do that, film with Sam, and knowing that my heart was breaking, and we're talking mucus. I was a wreck, and my eyes swelled up. So it's not going to match. And so they gave me a couple hours to go in the room and put ice on my eyes for continuity. And with actors, sometimes we don't get to take off when we're sick or someone dies. There's a production that's $1 million a day. Everybody's there, and you're going to shut it down over a death in the family. They'll work it out so they can help you. But often you don't get that, and you are going through the worst emotional time of your life. And you can't, and you got a deadline,
That's
We do what we try to do, and hopefully it's the best as we can be and do.
I think your work speaks for itself in that regard. I'm going to keep it a little bit somber.
No.
Yeah. So I, obviously watched, I'm pretty sure all of your movies, and when I was reading your excerpts from your autobiography, I saw, and you were very open about the sexual assaults that you encountered and suffered through growing up. And it took me back to some of the movies you were in where there were fairly violent rape scenes. And I talk about breaking barriers. How did you get through those scenes?
Help me. It's going to be... At 6 years old, I was violently assaulted, and it caused me to stutter and stammer. And to this day, I do. I have a mechanism, and often I will take something that diminishes my anxiety so I don't stutter. But as a young girl, and then going back up to the farm and rehabilitated by my grandfather's draft horse, the horse helped me and to find my confidence and to let me know I was okay, I was safe. And then the perpetrators, neighborhood children, said they'd beat me up if I told. So I kept all of that in to save my family, to save the men in my family who would have been very upset and could have gone to jail or hurt someone and would have experienced a sense of failure in watching their children, especially Daddy Ray, my grandfather. So later on, fast forward, it happened again in college, which is being addressed daily everywhere about college, campus, rapes, sexual abuse, all types of issues to this day. And I had a difficult time, and I said, this is happening. It's happening.